Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. And this message is designed for those of you who are probably hearing of me for the very first time, or at least it's your first time seeing me on YouTube or Facebook. And I'm designing this video just for you. I am spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Now, I assigned myself that title, and I gave myself that duty and that responsibility. This is what my life means here in the middle of all of humanity. Peace, prosperity, and joy. To see people's dreams come true. Now, I'm that way because I was made that way. I did not make myself. And I've looked around and I've seen all kinds of alternatives, and I've thought of many other ways that I could have gone. But I find myself here as I am. And I know you don't know that much about me, so let me give you a little bit of information about myself. First of all, as far as my training goes, I'm a social scientist from Alcorn State University in Lorman, Mississippi. Now that gives me the basic tools needed to do what I am on the mission of doing. Now, I've served in the military with the Navy, and I want everybody to know that Ronald Reagan was a president at that time. And many Americans think that Ronald Reagan is the greatest president since the greatest president. But at the same time, while people were thinking that he was so great, he was causing so much pain to other people. And for some strange reason, the pain that they felt, I felt. And as a man who have had a confrontation with life and have determined how to score that thing, I had nothing to do with that. And I chose to make the decision to not let what the commander-in-chief's rules dictate to me my conduct. And I refused to take orders in the military at the expense of receiving an other than honorable separation from the military. And walked out having served time in the brig proudly, because I had stood for what I say to you today that I'm here for. Now, I didn't stop there. I've done many things, but the things that are important is that what I've done for the cause. I've broken the law. The state of Minnesota, I don't think I've broken any federal laws, but perhaps. And I've served time in prison. But why did I break the law? I broke it, and I'm not ashamed that I broke it. I'm ashamed that I had to, because I was trying to reach people, to give them some wonderful news. News that I was able to deliver. And while I wanted to utilize the courtroom to state my case, I didn't have the ability to do that. So I served the time, and I'm out, and I've still been trying to share that good news. But ladies and gentlemen, here's the good news. Many of you have been praying, God, you're going through all kinds of crisis situations, and you have believed in a God. And you are calling on a God to come to your aid, to come to your rescue, to help you out. And your faith keeps you believing that that God will deliver. And there are those of you who don't believe in God, but you're just hoping and hoping and hoping. You don't have faith, but you're hoping. But I come to tell you that there is a God. And there's a God that wants and is ready and has prepared to answer your questions. And that is why I'm here. Knowing all the time, as God knows, that the answer that you're going to get is not the answer that you want to receive. You don't want to receive the answer from God. But you're going to receive the answer from God, so you can have the choice. Now, first of all, I want you to know this. God says, stop. Just stop. And think. Now imagine this whole universe as we know it was designed and established by a power unseen. This earth included, and all that the earth is about, established by a power unseen. You and I, here, all of us on this planet. But we got to survive, and everything that we need to survive is here, either in the earth, on the earth, or above the earth. and the ability to cause all of these things to manifest rests a little bit of it in each of us. That gives us talents and gifts, a desire, a lust to do something here while in these bodies, participating in what this earth is all about. And the number one thing that we are doing in our participation is creating food, clothing, shelter, cars, planes, jets, tennis shoes, forks, TVs, computers, all of these things. Because we as a people have desired them. And the materials are here. And the labor force is here. And we are to do what? Create these things. Why? Because the people desire them. And what are they for? To meet the people's needs as a gift from God. As a gift from God, ladies and gentlemen. As a gift from God. That is the message. God loves you. God has prepared everything for you that you can live your lives like you dream it. And all you got to do is treat people right. And allow the process that I just shared with you to flow. And if some people decide not to treat others right, then there's another requirement that God has set in place. And that is that you have no other gods before the God of creation. So if somebody wants to come cause you to do something else, you reject it. And they will go no place. No place. It doesn't matter that they want to hurt you. The fact is you won't let them, so they can't. So either they'll go sit down or straighten up. That's God's plan. But there is a force that came into this process and began to tell people that they were better than other people and that they deserved more than other people. And that process has worked down and down and down till here we are today with all this poverty. Where you can't pay your bills, people are stealing your homes. You're working hard, those of you who have jobs, and you only can make it from paycheck to paycheck. Some of you can't even do that. You're at the food shelter, your kids go to school hungry, ragged. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, look at what these people have given you. I'm talking about men, I'm talking about Republicans, I'm talking about Democrats, I'm talking about presidents, I'm talking about prime ministers, I'm talking about kings and queens and dictators. This is what they have given you under the terms of democracy, capitalism, under the terms of socialism and communism and dictatorships. This is what we have. And we're constantly praying, but God says, I've already done my job. It is now in your hands. I call you together, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you that the process of making this world better is in your hands. Now, you can get off your knees expecting God to work a miracle for you. That miracle has already been done. Now you've got to play your part. You've got to play your part. I know somebody got you tricked, thinking that you can just move along, stay out of trouble, let the devil keep on doing his thing, let those who keep causing pain and suffering to others keep right on. You just stay out of the midst. In fact, they might just even give you a job. And you can pay your bills. So you don't worry about those out there who are left out suffering. So you have been tricked more because you have just fallen into the flow. Just like the devil wants you. Just like Satan wants you. Just like that person who can't stand other folks and think they are God wants you. And you are a slave to them, working against your God and going to church every Saturday. Going to church every Monday. Going to church every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Thursday, every Friday, every Sunday. Doing all these things. And swearing you love God. Falling over benches. Being slain in the spirit. All that kind of stuff. And God is saying, the answer is in your hands. You do it. You say, well, but they'll kill me. Well, we as people allowed it to get that deep. We allowed it to go that far. And if we have to die to stand up, to receive God's blessing in our lives, and allow that blessing to continue to flow past us, who are dead, who are killed, to those who are not, to our children, to our grandchildren, and the world changes, and it becomes that oasis that we've always thought heaven to be on earth, then it's worth it. But I know many of you came here to think that you could get a job, or that I had some trick up my sleeve, some Ponzi scheme that you can become a part of. No, ladies and gentlemen, I came to tell you the truth. I came to give you the enlightenment. I came to inspire you to stand up, to treat people right, but this system is working against you. And you must stand up. Now, right now, you need an education. You need to wake up, take this message. You know it's true. Now start going into your own hearts and filling in the blanks. Talk to one another, your neighbors, people that you haven't even talked to down your block. Never perhaps. Start talking to them. Start talking. Take this conversation. This is the conversation for the nation for now. Take it in the other blocks. Let other people go through their blocks talking about these things. And then let the blocks get together and talk about these things and start designing change. There's no Republican that dream that feeds all of you, that loves you like that. There's no Democratic scheme that loves you and can feed all of you like that. There is but one scheme, and that scheme comes from the maker. I might look foolish for standing up here telling you this. But so what? It's true. Now I'll tell you what look more foolish. For somebody to come and tell you the truth. To come tell you the answer to your prayer. Don't be like the man sitting on the top of the house. The flood has gotten that high, and it's constantly growing, and 2 or 3 boats come by. They offer him a ride. But he says, I'll pass it up because God will save me. And he drowned, only to find out that the boats that came by was God's efforts to save him. But he was so blind he couldn't see. Don't you let this opportunity, this truth that says that now you can change our America. And we can be, not that we're just trying to be, but we just, in our efforts to do right, we get a blessing. And in doing right, we become light to others. Not because we're taking an effort to try to be that. No, it's just that we automatically are. Because doing right, this is what it does. So I'm challenging each and every last one of you to think about the future. And let's begin to create that future today. I'm Eddie Marcus, spokesman once again, and advocate of basic human rights for all people. That's my ministry. Thank you. Bye-bye.